We ask AI questions all the time, expecting a simple, direct answer. But what if the most helpful thing an AI could do isn't to just answer our questions, but to question them first? Let's explore this whole idea with a really simple query.
So let me ask you, can humans fly? The answer seems pretty obvious, right? Most of us, without even thinking, would just say no. And honestly, that's the AI's first instinct too. But here, this is where it gets really interesting.
Just look at this. The AI's first answer, no, humans are not birds, is technically correct, but it completely misses the point if you're thinking about technology. Just adding one little piece of context, jetpacks, flips the entire answer on its head. And this right here, this is the core challenge for AI, ambiguity. It has to guess what we really mean.
So, how does an AI even begin to figure out a question like this? Well, it doesn't have one single brain. It's more like it has this whole toolkit of different ways to reason, to figure out what's possible, and it often uses a few of them together.
Okay, so the first tool it usually grabs is knowledge-based reasoning. Think of it like the AI's own internal encyclopedia. It just scans its massive database for a hard fact. It finds humans lack wings, sees that this contradicts flying like a bird, and concludes, nope, can't be done. It's simple, it's fast, and it's reliable for the facts it already knows.
But of course, that first method is way too simple for a question with any nuance. As soon as we throw in a condition, that's where conditional reasoning kicks in. It's all about if-then logic. If a human has a jetpack, then they can generate thrust. This is what allows the AI to think hypothetically and handle scenarios that go beyond its basic fact book.
And to take that if-then thinking a step further, especially for technical problems, the AI can actually run a physical simulation. It's like it creates a little virtual world in its mind to test the idea out, considering things like human weight versus the thrust of a jetpack. This is how it goes from a simple yes to a much more useful yes, but here are the limits.
Now, what happens if the facts are kind of fuzzy or it's not a physics problem at all? Well, that's where statistical reasoning is so important. The AI looks at all the data it's ever been trained on and basically asks, how often does this kind of thing happen? The number of times humans just naturally start flying is, 0. So that's super unlikely. But humans flying in airplanes? That happens all day, every day.
And finally, to pull it all together, the AI uses categorization and analogy. It tries to fit the question into a box it already understands. Flying naturally gets put in the bird category, which doesn't fit a human. But flying with a device, well, that's a lot like a plane or a helicopter, which makes perfect sense. This ability to connect the dots is absolutely key to how it solves new problems.
All right, hang on. If the AI has this amazing toolkit with all these different ways of thinking, that leads to the big question, right? Why does it so often just jump to an answer instead of just asking, hey, wait a minute, what exactly do you mean by fly?
And the answer, it turns out, isn't some technical problem. It's a fundamental design choice. It's this hidden trade-off that developers have to make between getting you an answer fast and getting you the perfect answer. So here's why it defaults to just giving a direct answer. A big reason is that its training data is just jam-packed with direct questions and direct answers. It's also kind of mimicking us. We assume context in conversation all the time. To make it actually stop and ask a question first, its designers have to specifically build it that way, consciously choosing perfect accuracy over immediate speed. And this slide, it lays out that dilemma perfectly. On one side, you've got speed. It feels natural, it's quick, and for simple, clear questions, it's super efficient. But on the other side, you've got accuracy, which is way better for complex, nuanced stuff. And for a long time, designers have leaned heavily towards speed.
But what if that's a false choice? What if we, the people using it, could decide which one we need in that moment? Why shouldn't we be able to have both? This thinking leads to a really elegant solution. Just give the user control. Instead of the AI making the choice for us, what if we get to pick the kind of conversation we want to have? So let's break down what these two modes would look like. In direct mode, the AI acts like it usually does. It gives you a fast answer based on the most common assumption. But in collaborative mode, it pauses, it sees the ambiguity, and it asks you for more detail before it even tries to answer.
Here's direct mode in action. No surprises here. You ask, can humans fly? And you get that instant assumption-based answer, no. It's fast, it's clean, but it might totally miss what you're really asking.
Now look at how collaborative mode completely changes the game. Same exact question, but the AI responds by opening up the conversation.
It forces you to define what you mean, which leads to a way more precise and genuinely helpful interaction.
And this is about so much more than just getting better answers. I mean, when an AI starts asking us questions, it changes from being a simple answer engine into something way more powerful, something like a thinking partner or even a thinking coach.
Think about it. This mode actually builds real skills for us. It teaches us how to ask better, more refined questions. It encourages us to think in those if-then scenarios, and it pushes us to explore ideas we hadn't even considered. It literally helps us practice metacognition, the skill of thinking about how we think.
And for education, wow, the difference is just night and day. This table says it all. Direct mode is fine for a quick fact check, but it's passive learning. Collaborative mode, though, that requires you to actively engage. It teaches the critical thinking and question framing skills that are the absolute foundation of real learning.
So that leaves us with this final, really crucial question. As we design the next generation of AI, what do we want? Do we just want tools that give us what we ask for, or do we want partners that challenge us to ask better questions and in the process actually make us sharper thinkers ourselves?